the man, the myth, the league leader, the one-time High Scores High Stakes champion. It is not only your champion, it is the listener's champion, it is the people's champion, it is the undisputed champion of High Scores High Stakes. It is Mr. Luvva Luvva, the man who has won more weekly challenges than anyone else by a significant margin. I am the best, and that's just what it is. Doesn't matter.
There's only one cup to show for it, funny enough.
Doesn't
the same
matter.
amount of cups I have.
See all this screwy scoring that goes on in finales. That's what's costing me here. Not you two guys. Not you.
It's not a case of get good scrub, is it?
Honestly.
No, it's our skewed scoring system.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 8 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that's constantly looking in blue boxes, but always getting chainsawed in the back. I'm your host as always, Mr. Luvva Luvva, and with me isn't my co-host, it's my co-hosts.
Oh, we're back, boys. We're back.
My God.
Hi, everybody. It's Cardinal Smith. Good to see you again. Been absent for a couple of weeks. I recognize this guy, Tomahawk.
That's it. Me trying to get my chainsaw working in the background. We're back as a trio. This is incredible stuff. I am so happy. It's been like 8 weeks. It feels like 8 weeks.
It's been a long
About 8
time.
weeks.
It's been a long time.
Weeks.
I think the last episode we were all together was Ride 5. Which was episode
What a
2.
ride that was.
What a ride. What an absolute mastermind. In sleight of hand from me, if I say so myself, Cardinal. That's why you haven't been back. You're absolutely livid. You lost in another racing challenge to me.
Slid off into the distance. Hard to come
He's
back.
got his headband on. For those who aren't watching the video, he's got his mean face on. He's got his Ryu headband on. He's meaning business today.
Look, I just sometimes I need to watch Kung Fury just to psych myself up, and that's where I'm at.
Right. Before we get into what we're doing tonight, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Everyone's read that title. They know what the game is. Let's talk about who we are and what we do here at High Scores High Stakes. We are High Scores High Stakes, a competitive PlayStation podcast where us three compete against one another in a PlayStation Gaming Challenge League table. Every week we pick a game and we play a challenge in that game. The winner of a challenge gets 3 points. Second place gets 2 points. Third place gets 1 point. Whoever is top of our league table at the end of the season, 12 weeks, wins the coveted High Scores High Stakes Cup, modelled, I would say professionally by Tomahawk, but every time he does it, he waxes mic arm.
I didn't today.
It's
Sounds
new
like Cardinal
for
went
him.
through his desk to get that cup.
It's new for him. He's getting the practice in. I would love to see the season 2 cup that Luvva had one day. I would just love
It
to see
is
it.
just a cooking utensil now. That's
It
all it
is.
is. He doesn't even care about it. He's not a
just
worthy
uses a spoon.
recipient of the cup.
I mean, I'm so used to winning challenges week after week after week. The cup is meaningless. It is the look on your faces that I'm really here for. That's it. But speaking of what else I'm here for, I'm here to give everyone content, about 1 hour of it-ish a week. If that's not enough, you can find us all over the internet. The easiest place to do that is go to highscoreshighstakes.com and click on the social media links and follow us everywhere and anywhere we are and anywhere that you are as well. And with all that being said, let's do a quick recap of the league table after 7 weeks.
Ooh.
So last week's game was... I can't remember what was last week's game.
Wheel of Fortune.
It wasn't that
monstrosity.
It wasn't that I,
I had a
forgot.
good time.
It wasn't that I forgot. My super ego was protecting me by repressing the terrible, terrible memories of a terrible, terrible
He
game.
just chose not to remember. I mean, it's fair. Our listeners have put it out of sight, out of mind. We have as well. The mysterious Ubisoft 2017 paradox may never be solved.
No, never.
Guys, you were harsh on that game. What we had there was a game we played together and collectively
very
lost together.
I mean, I won. The listeners
Technically,
won as well.
For some reason, you won. I have no idea how or why the scoring system worked the way it was. But
That's neither here nor there. Well, what matters is Luvva won. He took the win, and the league table at the end of Wheel of Fortune looked like this. In third place on 13 points, Cardinal Smith. Terrible show in this season. Mr. John Sherry-esque. It's terrible.
Yep. Watch your tongue.
The ghost of John Sherrow would be proud, though.
I feel as though Cardinal Smith has been possessed by Mr. John Sherry.
John Sherry wouldn't be in double figures.
That's very true.
Wow, shade. Oh, he still listens to this, you know that? Like, we're going to get this in the ear from him.
Oh,
he's the executive producer.
In second place in the league is Tomahawk with 16 points. And leading the way, he has been doing it since week 1 and will be doing it week 12 on 20 points, is me, the man, the myth, the league leader, the one-time High Scores High Stakes champion. It is not only your champion, it is the listeners' champion, it is the people's champion, it is the undisputed champion of High Scores High Stakes. It is Mr. Luvva Luvva, the man who has won more weekly challenges than anyone else by a significant margin. Wow. I am the best. And that's just what it is. Doesn't matter.
There's only one cup to show for it, funny enough.
Doesn't matter.
The same amount of cups I have.
See all the screwy scoring that goes on in finales. That's what's costing me here. Not you two guys. Not you.
It's not a case of get good scrub, is it?
Honestly,
no. It's our skewed scoring system.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see the end of this season. I'm sure we'll have a perfectly sensible scoring metric.
I mean, we have been pretty reserved with our score, and we had obviously episode 1 was a 3-pronged scoring approach. This week's a little bit different, but other than that, they've all been pretty 3-2-1. The scores have been quite low ceiling this year.
Yeah, they have to be, right. I'm sick of being cheated. I typically lose the week you don't want to lose because of big points. But speaking of big points, the biggest point I want to hear right now is when I ask Cardinal, what are you playing?
That is a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Final Fantasy 16.
Hey guys, it's me, Cardinal. I'm here to tell you what I've been playing, and each week I get mocked for playing the games I enjoy playing. And meanwhile, these guys are like, I've been playing a nice puzzle game. I mean, each to their own, different strokes for different folks. That's what I say. What have I been playing, Luvva? It's called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Of course it is. It's the only game we played since season 3.
But in shocking news and update, I have finished the game.
Yes.
He has since retired from all other gameplay.
Is it platinum trophied?
It's over. It's not platinum trophy because I got to a point where I've been to each section, completed each single part to do in each mini game, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And then it said, hey, we've opened up new games and new missions in each of the areas.
No,
you haven't.
I can't do that.
I think you'll find I'm going to just plow on into the main story now, and your card game be damned.
Excellent news.
This is the Hogwarts Legacy debacle all over again. It was like, here's the ending, but to get the real 100% ending, you need to do everything. We're not going to tell you until the last possible second.
Let me tell you, as you know, it's taken me like a year or more to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
When I just focused on the story, it was like 2-3 nights.
Oh yeah. That's typically how it is, man. That's typically how it is. But circling back to Hogwarts Legacy, when Sherry dropped that bombshell, that's when I dropped that game. I still haven't beaten it because I was like, I'm not
being shortchanged. Yeah, there's no point in that front.
But Tomahawk, tell me, which Final Fantasy have you been playing?
I have been playing a little lesser known Final Fantasy chapter called Silent Hill: The Short Message.
Okay.
A Final Fantasy story.
Guys, just own it.
That has me on edge, that game. We talked about a while back how you played Silent Hill 2 on stream, and even listening to it on headphones passively, I'm like, that sound design is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Short Message, it's kind of just ramped it up to 11, and I'm like, you're walking around with a phone light in this apartment building. I don't. It's only going to be a couple of hours a game, and I've only played it for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm on edge, and I'm actually anxious every time I think about it now.
Yeah, I think it's 1 hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's less than an hour.
It's not really good. It looks gorgeous. It has this moment where it's doing flashes of the characters having flashbacks or moments with the person that they've been asked to meet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it genuinely looks like they've just took live footage off like a soundstage, it looks so close to real life.
It's because it is,
but it's not though. It doesn't look. It has this like air of just this like just all the edges look animated, or like what AI assumes like a real life image looks like. It looks gorgeous. It looks great. It kind of has me a little bit hyped for Silent Hill F.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just is. It looks great and is properly that horror niche locked in.
Yeah, it's a good experience. It has its problems. Like, it's a bit on the nose.
Oh, the message it's getting across is very, very heavy and very like drawn on. Like, smacks you in the face. Like, yeah.
See, social media is bad. All right.
Yeah,
that's basically how it ends.
And then you get chased by like the sticky note monster with legs that like runs, like chases you at like 12 FPS. So it's super like jaunted,
fractured looking. Yeah, is it just flowers, or it's not sticky notes?
It's sticky notes.
Is it
at least the first time it chased me was the sticky notes, because it's like the ones where it's like loser, idiot, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So obviously, as you go through the journey, we'll say, it must change appearance slightly.
I remember it being flowers. I
100% remember it being sticky notes. I will double check. I will have to go back and double check.
Look, Luvva, save this segment, please.
I love it. This
what are you playing?
Cardinal derails every record, but I'm here for it because I've missed this banter. Well, Cardinal, I'm going to save this segment. All right.
Shook.
I'm going to save this segment because, frankly,
the laugh is he was like leaning closer and closer and closer to the screen, as if like to go, I'm going to do it.
I was waiting for a polite time to do it. I didn't actually want to cut off the chat about the Silent Hill game.
I have been playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4.
Boo.
Yeah. I have been putting together, trying to do all the challenges in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4.
I will admit, our walkthrough series on YouTube and all the socials has been very good, to be honest.
It has been. It's been challenging. I am currently stuck on Tokyo. Tokyo's challenge is the hardest one so far by a country mile. You basically have to go into the secret area, do a trick over a gap, manual it into a grind at the top of a half pipe, and then manual and grind the whole way back across the level to the start of it and jump onto a rail of stairs without breaking your combo. And it is proven really difficult. It's proven really difficult. Yeah.
I can see why that would Tokyo you a long time.
It is really hard. It's really hard. One of our YouTube comments was like, just turn on perfect manual and perfect balance and just do it that way. And I was like, no, I like these being a challenge. I'm tempted. YouTube.
Put all the training wheels on, stick all of the mods and everything. Yeah, no, you want punishment. That's what you want.
It's really hard. I have been looking at like other YouTube videos, but the way I'm doing it is the way everyone seems to do it. It's just like, yeah, this is the hardest one in the game. And I'm like, darn. And I want to do them in order. That's what I want to do. I want to do them in order. So when it goes up to YouTube, then everything's in order and people just go through the game, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, if you want to know how I'm getting on with those, I'm doing all right. YouTube.com/highscores. That's basically it. I've been playing that in session. I'm on a real skateboard kick at the moment. But beyond that, nothing other than, I would love to say I played our challenge game, but as people are about to see, I didn't do much playing of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I think what perfect time to get into the challenge game of the week, which is, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We'll get there now. Let's go. Here we are, folks. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the latest asymmetrical multiplayer masterclass from Gun Entertainment. It's the evolution of Friday the 13th, which of course had to stop producing it because they lost the rights for the movies, which is just wild to me.
Oh dear.
So it's crazy,
yeah, they went out and got the movie rights for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is cool. And this game is cool. It is an evolution. It's a far more polished game than what Friday the 13th ever was. But our challenge this week is something a little bit different. What we did was we created a private lobby for just us three, and we took it in turns to be the killer. And we decided that everyone should be Leatherface. And if we had to research this game a bit better beforehand, everyone hates Leatherface.
Leatherface is the worst.
Really?
The whole community hates Leatherface. And no one plays as him, apparently.
So, bit of background. Leatherface, like one of the most iconic horror villains of all time. Agreed, really. He is the worst character in that game. Like, people actively swap him out in, like, if you play the full 7-person lobby, people are actively swapping him out because he is useless.
Yes. There's a whole story behind it as well of why people hate Leatherface so much. So there was all these bugs and sort of little code and errors, shall we say, when the game originally released. And in order to fix a lot of the issues they had with it, which was stunning the killer, so you can jump out of cupboards and hiding spots and stun him, or kick a door in their face. So they made Leatherface mandatory for multiplayer games to start because he had the quickest recovery of all the family members.
Oh, really?
So in order to play this game for a period of time, which was about a year apparently, someone had to be Leatherface, otherwise you could not start a game. So this caused all this. He sucks, and I don't like him, and I don't want to play him, but you're making me gun media, you're making me play as this character I don't like. And they're like, yeah, don't worry, we'll fix it. I don't know if they ever did, but that's a PC problem, not a console problem.
Yeah. I think they did. I think you can actually like go and do a lobby without him. Like there's a lot of better, more buffed characters for the family. Exactly.
Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. What's weird about this is they have the film rights to this, which I'm presuming they have the rights for all the characters as well, how the looks and stuff. But none of the characters look like the actors and actresses, which must be a SAG-AFTRA thing, right?
I think
what he is
you
talking
get them
about
in like DLCs and stuff.
Yeah, but they don't look like who they're meant to look like. I mean, Viggo Mortensen's character is a killer in this, but it doesn't look like Viggo Mortensen, is what I'm saying. It just looks like a generic Unreal Engine 4 creative character.
That's going to be a licensing thing. They can't reuse Viggo Mortensen's face, essentially.
They hold the film rights.
They probably own it's probably the same thing as Friday the 13th. They probably own the name, because Leatherface is like original Avatar doesn't look like any rendition of Leatherface I've ever seen in any of the movies, because he's wearing this big old Mr. Tumble tie and his face looks terrible.
He's wearing a big old Mr. Tumble tie.
Is that the language?
Is that not the most like local reference?
Tell me you're a gaming dad without telling me you're a gaming dad is all I'll say.
Wow.
To anyone outside of the islands we live on, that is a kid's TV host.
It's a very BBC reference there, if you don't know.
He's dropped the Mr. Tumble moniker as well. It's just Justin Fletcher, is that his name? Yeah,
irrelevant. Anyway, the likeness in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes. So this is
so
the
what's
challenge.
The challenge?
The challenge this week is we're going to take it in turns. We played 3 rounds of this game. That's all we played.
Right, and one person's Mr. Tumble each round.
We are taking it in turns to be Leatherface, and we are going to hunt the other 2. And the points are going to be dished out in a per round basis. If the killer kills both of the victims, then that's 3 points. If both of the victims escape the killer, that's 3 points each.
Okay.
If the killer kills one of the victims, the victim who survives will get 3 points, but the victim that dies will also get 1 point. So that means that there are a maximum for each of us here of 9 points to be picked up this week. This is one of those weeks I alluded to in the preamble. This is the week you don't want to perform badly in because the points are huge.
I was too busy dying laughing at the idea of being chased by Mr. Tumble that I wasn't listening. So I'm going to have to listen to that when this episode actually comes out and hope that I did okay.
I mean,
that's good enough.
there's plenty of things to be said, but right now, all I want to do is talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I can think of no better time of doing that whilst we watch round number 1, which was, of course, the league leader. It's my turn to be Leatherface. So let's get to round number 1 of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's go. And here we are, gentlemen. We are watching my turn as Leatherhead. So the map we have chosen here is the family home, and we are all in the basement of, I don't know, Leatherface family's house here. Used to have had to get yourselves down from hooks on the ceiling, and now your task is to find a key to unlock a door to the house, and then a second key to unlock the front door and escape the grounds of my house. My job is to find out where yous are and kill you, stop you from getting out of the house effectively. Now, this is where one of the many problems of this game arise from, but I want to pass it to you two. What's the plan here?
Well, my plan was to find out where Cardinal was. I think the second that you come down from the meat hooks, I think I left the room and went, "Where are you?" And he went, "I'm in the north cell." And I was like, "I'm in the south cell. Should we just try and meet in the middle?" And we were like, "I don't know, maybe."
Yeah. I tried to get through a door and barged it open. And what that does is sends a big notification to everyone. If you're looking at it, that there's like a sort of outline of red as if big sound coming through. And Luvva, as he was starting his chainsaw, was pointing that right direction.
He was straight there looking at it and didn't act on it.
I did see it, but I was like, well, there's no point in me going straight there. I need to start my chainsaw. The chainsaw, for people who aren't watching, who are listening to this, to start the chainsaw is a quick time event. You have to push and hold square button 3 times, and it takes ages. So I thought, right, okay, that's where the general direction they're in. I will start my chainsaw and I will go on the hunt. But I also got really distracted in this game. I found 3 exits. I was under the impression there are 3 exits. So I just decided to patrol between all the 3 exits. I was like, they're going to have to come to me at some point. So I will just patrol these 3 and be done with it. It's nice and easy.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. I think I'm probably the one who's played the most on this. I played this like previously with Discount Josh. So you get certain exits that benefit certain characters. So there's an exit you can get that climbs you out of the well or one of the well equivalent areas. Leatherface can't use a ladder because he can't drop the chainsaw. So he can only go through full door openings or upstairs or anything like that. So he's really limited in that instance, whereas some of the other family members can climb over barricades, can crawl under the crawl spaces. Cardinal has just opened the first door, so we're leaving the basement.
Yes, which I am totally unaware of, although I've just noticed that there is an alert there in the top left-hand corner of my screen as I walk past of a noise, but I am not alerted to anything. Now, this is one of the issues I have with this game is used to, obviously, when something gets done, you get like little notifications that the other person has done something. Yeah. Obviously, I don't. Now, this is... When you're talking about the sort of movie this is a slasher film where the killer, especially in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface seems to always be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
He's always omnipotent almost. And I thought, well, if they get out of the basement...
Lovely word.
Surely I would be alerted that they're no longer in this area of the map. No. No. I am flying blind. I have no idea where yous are. I am still patrolling my 3 exits. I was totally unaware that there are 4. And you 2 are now leaving the main house, and I'm still in the basement.
Leatherface has this ability where it has like the crow icon, it's like the up directional button then, so that can alert you to all of the doorways and all of the traps and stuff, and it'll give you full transparency of the map. This does come into that later mechanic about feeding Grandpa, and then the more you feed him, the more that becomes amplified and buffed, and to the point where you can see them and movement patterns as well. But we're currently on our way to the generator to get to the cattle grate on de-electrified now. And I'm just watching you go in circles in. in the basement.
This is my problem with this game is I get it needs the balance and all that there sort of good stuff. A little bit more guidance for players would be really good. Like, I haven't seen yous, but this is a sort of game. Your job here, my job is to kill you. Your job is to be stealthy and do everything effectively and quietly. So in my mind, I'm not meant to see you very often, if that makes sense. If you're playing the game right, I'm not going to see you very often. So I'm just assuming you're somewhere in this basement. The maps are massive.
Yeah.
The maps are massive, and there's a lot of space to cover, and Leatherface is slow, and I'm not going to lie, I find playing this really difficult to see. Like,
like the actual like layouts as well. I think that kind of helps generate that confusion with the survivors in such a way, but it also like that double-edged sword. If you're not familiar with the maps, the killer's going to be just as confused now. But I'm just looking at you go through the doors here. Do you not know that you can open the blue doors at this point?
No,
I don't think this was telegraphed. I know at the very start it like gives it the icon and says, if you do play this proficiently, it'll say you can't open this until Grandpa's awoken, which is after a set amount of time. Like, so it does. Yeah, that's not telegraphed to the player, which I can get is quite frustrating.
I mean, I'm walking up to the doors and it says, open, but I have no idea where he is. I have no idea what's out. So that's it. You guys have escaped unscathed. I haven't seen any of you. You haven't seen me. I've been a really terrible leatherhead. My leatherhead was as terrible as the original version of this movie, which is not a good movie. I refuse to acknowledge it as a good movie. No, every time I was going up to the doors, as I was patrolling, I could push square to unlock and open door. In my mind, you two are still in the basement, and I'm like, well, why would I help them?
Yeah, because that opens the door, right?
Yeah, for everyone, and it makes the noise. So as soon as I open that door and leave, you guys get the notification there's a door open, and you could just saunter up past me. You can run faster than me. No, I mean that was a terrible, terrible, terrible job of a killer in any video game you're ever likely to see. This was this was the second game I ever played of this.
We had a couple of practices, to be fair, but this may have been your second as the killer. Yeah, I get it. It isn't like Leatherface definitely needs to be accompanied by some of the faster and more agile killers. Definitely.
What I like about this game is gun media. And they did the same thing for Friday the 13th. They put a lot of thought into everything. This is how this game is going to work. This is how we're going to balance it. And this is how this and that thing is going to work. And this is how we're going to sort of even the books. Because this game, when it comes to victims and killers, is a lot more even than what Friday the 13th was. Friday the 13th was Jason was an absolute killing machine. And in things like Dead by Daylight, you don't stand a chance against the killers if they come to you. All you can do is run away. Here's the same, but you can fight back. You can stun the killer. You can stab a killer with a bone knife. You can fit through little areas where the killer can't and all that sort of good stuff. But the killers don't feel particularly powerful. I mean, Leatherface here he was slow, he was sluggish. There was certain areas on the map where it was just inaccessible to him. Like there was one door I walked out and it was a dead end to me, but there was 2 traps and a slot in the wall where I could put the chainsaw through and stuff like that. And I was like, what am I meant to do? I think we had the same complaint for the Evil Dead games.
Evil Dead, yeah. Where there's just like it's OP on one side and there's a certain lack of balance. And
I mean, no. What I'm talking about is I think when we played Evil Dead, Sherry hated that game. I don't hate this game. I think it is just a case of this needs to be it will give you broad strokes of what you're meant to do. Barrier the doors, stop them from escaping, do this, do that. But it's really broad strokes. It doesn't tell you anything of how to do anything that it wants you to do. There's no tutorial here. It does not teach the player anything. And I think we said the same about the Evil Dead. The Evil Dead had a tutorial. It was awful, but at least it tried.
Yeah.
We actually played the tutorial, didn't we?
We did. That's right. Yeah. It was forced. That's right. It was forced on you in that instance.
And part of our problem with the Evil Dead is Sherry got glitched under a windmill.
Oh God, he did.
Because I drove a car through a door.
Yeah, and absolutely ended the run. And
what a game! 10 out of 10.
And to be fair, this hasn't glitched yet. the RNG, there's an aspect of this we do want to touch on, is the RNGs. Items are placed randomly. And at the start of that level, I picked up 2 unlocking tools.
Yeah, I didn't stand a chance in that round.
Oh yeah, I basically just sat and the Cardinal unlocked doors, and I just kind of played Lookout just the whole time, and then I'm thinking,
to be fair,
it will be a testament to
what to do.
Yeah, it's a testament to this game that the audio cues in this game are so good, and like the field of vision as such is really good. So I can hear the chainsaw running idle.
Yeah,
but there's no sense of direction. So that's unless like you're within
I was
3 feet of you, then you get that orange or red or like reticle around you. Then
have you set up your Tempest audio in your PlayStation? Because I could tell the direction the chainsaw was coming in when it was close or getting close. I could tell where it was coming from. But no, I've done a lot of complaining about that. That was shocking. I didn't see
not a good outing as Leatherface, to be honest.
No, not at all. So that means that you two have escaped. Me, unscathed, undamaged, unfazed, which means that after round 1, Cardinal and Tomahawk, you're both picking up 3 points because you both survived, and I am picking up 0. Oof. So shall we go straight into run number 2?
Take us away.
Let's go. And here we are. Tomahawks, it's your turn to be Leatherface. Let's hope you do a better job than let's hope you don't do a better job than what I did as Leatherface, because I need all the help I need.
I mean, for the sake of the gameplay, I fully intend to now, but what I've done is I've immediately primed the chainsaw. I want you to know that I'm coming. I nearly want to goad you into making a mistake or a panic turn. That is my kind of end game for this run.
Okay. Well, for people who are watching or people who are not watching, you will notice straight away that the gameplay has been sped up 2 times. So that suggests to me this game is going to last just a little bit longer than
more to this one. It was
quite good. Like I did have a good time just kind of navigating the rooms and thinking, right, there's I operate Leatherface's lair as the central hub. If you want to get up from the basement, that is the main route. Okay. I'm looking at Cardinal's route, and he's thinking, right, I've got to do this. He met up with Luvva. After I don't know what your coordination was like on this, because we were ostracized from the group if you were Leatherface. So tell me about that. What was the communication like for you two?
Well, we synced up pretty well. We'd met up, and we were both looking around. Let's find an unlock tool. Let's find an unlock tool.
And then this is when the RNG kicked in. So we're not even randomly wandering. We are actively searching for a blue box. For people who've never played this game, the tools you need to escape the killer are kept in blue boxes. We are going through every single room of this basement, and we are starbursting, and we are looking in opposite directions, trying to find a blue box. We cannot find a single blue box at all.
No, but I can also hear Tomahawk's chainsaw running around quite a lot, and I'm trying to make sure I open all the little passages and sticky things. And again, we find another item, not a lockpick.
That's it though, like, because it gives you the best thing about this is when you prime the chainsaw and you run the wee QTE, it gives you the L2 to rev the chainsaw, and then R1. Why would you stop it? Who knows? But I just constantly am sitting there going, I still the headphones in for the chat. Like chat, I've been removed at this point, but I'm sitting there going like, I'm coming. Rum, rum, rum. Just I want you to know that I know that you can hear it. So if you hear that revving, it just the game plan was hopefully the fear takes over.
Oh, here he is. So we've just been attacked. Grandpa's been awakened. And love it. We're both on the run with Tomahawk slashing left and right after us.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So it got me going through the little gap in the wall. So this has a really annoying mechanic of if an escape route is in use, another player has to wait for it to be cleared before they can also use it. I mean, it makes sense.
Physically, it makes sense. Like, yeah.
It's really frustrating because it doesn't. There's like a timer. It needs to be gotten through and cleared before you can go through it yourself. So I took a beating, and I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to survive this one here. And what I did then was I am going to sprint and draw Tomahawk as far away from Cardinal as possible, because you're going to need all the help you can get. Yep. And in group chat, when you die, you go to the next survivor's camera, and I'm sort of looking around what I can see.
Oh, that was so close.
That was really, really close. For those who are listening and not watching, I have been wiped out of this one already. I got cornered, and Cardinal is now furiously running around a basement that seemingly has no blue boxes, which is really frustrating.
And I consider just running to Tomahawk at this stage. Like, there are no lockpicks. Let's just end this.
Yeah, there's like absolutely nothing.
There's so many close calls here, but I'm just catching you mid-animation. So either the hitbox is slightly going to be more in your favor, or just that transition into the next room. So at this point, I'm like, I just can't get you, and I can't figure out where your shortcuts are taking you. So I'm having to go the long way. I'm either going the long way around and losing field of vision, or I'm just going, I'll just cut him off at the next section. So at this point, I'm pretty sure I just was like, I have lost Cardinal completely. I now have to hope that we do like the Scooby-Doo moment and kind of just meet in the middle.
This.
Yeah, I just see in this part here. So Cardinal has been hiding behind an open door, and he's like, do you think he can see me through this? And I was like, probably not. I wouldn't stay there. And just whatever way you turn the camera, I was like, mate, the blue box is in the gap in the wall. Get the blue box. Get the blue box.
No
I
way.
couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I hadn't even seen that room, like some sort of cold room. And I just thought, okay, here's the nearest door. I've got one lockpick.
Oh, my days. I'm like looking at where you are, and I'm looking at where I've just come from, and I'm like, I know exactly where you are now watching this back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've decided to go down back into the basement and think, oh, maybe Cardinal's just got himself lost. I didn't realize he's already out.
Yeah. So once I had died, I just basically, I don't know very much about this game. I had played 2 rounds prior to this as a survivor, so I had a fairer idea of what to do. So I was sort of like coaching Cardinal, going, okay, get another lockpick, get yourself to the front door, let's go, let's get out of here. And I told him to close that door behind him so you couldn't see which door you had taken, from when you're looking for him and stuff like that. Because I thought, maybe he'll stay in the basement. And up until this point, you're still in the basement.
So. Yeah, you can see I've tried to go for that exit where the ladder is as well. And I did get a notification on the screen there that said Grandpa is in danger. Now, I kind of thought maybe it's he doesn't have enough blood, or his blood supply is like depleted or something there. It only took me until like a few minutes after to realize, oh, is that a proximity thing for the survivors? Are they nearby now?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking at this point going, I'm just going to have to book it and hope for the best here. So
so Tomahawk's come upstairs and he's coming outside. Meanwhile, I'm frantically kicking this engine again outside.
Yeah. So I have just noticed something there. Tomahawk, you've just walked past like a pressure thing. That is another way of escaping. So it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can put the pressure up and it opens gates after a timer, but it's timed and it's a one-use thing. So you crank the pressure, it opens a gate, and you are to get through the gate before it closes again, effectively. But yeah,
okay.
But yeah, that is it. That is it. So that one then, Cardinal Smith, with the expert tutelage of his savior, host, hero, best friend, Luvva,
slipped away like a greasy squid.
Yeah, you've survived again.
Brilliant. Actually, I like excellent stuff. And I think cool, calm, collected for the most part, with the guiding light of Luvva, we'll say.
I was not cool and calm.
I mean, when I was reintroduced into the chat, you were like, well, that was all right. I think you were very held. You felt very held together, at least anyway.
Yeah, it was a good performance. I mean, it's just like every time you go through a door, close that door. Do not give him any clues of where you are.
But if you see the video footage, you'll see Tomahawk like throwing his chainsaw through gaps in the wall just behind me, or
so
chasing
close.
me.
That could have gone either way, to be honest. Like, and I think had I reacted to that, Grandpa is in danger.
Oh, you would have got there before the doors
a little
open.
bit sooner. Mm-hmm. It's just I got to, yeah. As I said in chat as well after the fact. I got slightly turned around in the basement, but that's a skill issue, I think, more than anything. That's just not remembering where I went more than anything.
But you had to pick one, right? There was two of us round about, so you killed one, right? And that you can't kill both at the same time. So
yeah, that's it. I think having the two of you close together, I think having the sacrificial Luvva has done you a service. I think if I didn't kill you both, you are both getting away. I think the fact that I've spent that time, killed Luvva, stunned him, done all that lovely stuff, it's given you that head start, and I just couldn't catch you.
I had Luvva in my headphones. It's like, come on, Cardinal, give me that 1 point.
Oh, well, you did. Give
me that point.
I was like, I've messed up my rod here. You need to survive. Let's do this. And I thought we worked really well as a team. I thought our communication was really well, especially after I died. Because at the point of, I knew you went through that gap in the wall, and I was like, I can't make it through there. So I just went, I'll bomb the opposite direction and just drag him away so he doesn't know where that room was effectively. Because I mean, this game's beautiful. It's a really good look. Like the environmentals are incredible. Awesome. They're really good looking. But I find that the basement, because it's horror themed, it all looks the same. I mean, they use different colors and other sort of clues, but it's very, very, very easy. Especially with one thing the viewers, if they're watching the gameplay, won't appreciate is how the gamma levels work in real life. You're seeing the raw recording, which has gamma completely neutralized. But in the gamma in this game is so aggressively grindhouse horror. The dark areas are pitch black.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to see.
Plus, anytime that you go from like basement to tunnel, like a corridor, that corridor could be like a figure of 8 within a labyrinth of a. So the level design is brilliant. I will give Gun Media credit for that. They have designed these maps so well. Nearly to the point where they've been over-engineered that if you're not, I suppose it's more of we've done this for an hour for the sake of the challenge. Had we maybe run these a little bit more, these games could have just been a lot quicker and a lot sharper, and just you'd have known where you're going. But I loved this map, and I think there's a few other ones. There's like a foundry type scenario. There's like a
filling station.
Yeah, like a filling station type thing. They're too big. That's small by comparison.
Really?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So for anyone who doesn't know about this game is a 7-player asymmetric. So 3 killers, 4 3 killers, 4 survivors. Sorry, yes. So it is designed. All these maps are designed for 7 players run around, working together and all that sort of good stuff. This. My complaints about this are probably, they're definitely a skill issue. First and foremost, it is a knowledge issue of not knowing where anything is in the map, or not. Because when me and Cardinal were like, "Where are you, mate?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm in the south cell."
Yeah, there's no map.
I'm in the north cell. There's no map. There's no mini map. And I was like, "Well, okay, we know where each other are, but it's meaningless."
I think if you're playing as a foursome for survivors, you get the 2 rooms adjacent for 2 survivors, and then the opposite end of the map is 2 adjacent rooms together, so you can bundle, you can pair up if you're playing as a full team, whereas in this instance you have to go half the length of the map to meet up in the middle basically, and even then you don't know what you're running into.
You don't know where you're going. See, that's the thing. Every room has a name. You'll see it if you're watching in the top right hand corner. It'll be the room you're currently in, but you've no point of reference for anything. Is the south cell a door over, or is it the whole way down the map? You've no idea. I guess it helps with the confusion. You're a victim of a serial killer, and I don't know,
you're figuring it out America. On the fly, and you're figuring it out room by room as you go through. It's like it is real life as such.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's a really interesting game. I really like the core mechanics of it. I don't think it's as bad as Evil Dead. It's definitely not. I think it might
No,
be better
no,
than
definitely.
Friday the 13th as well. I prefer Friday the 13th because I played a lot more of it. I knew a lot more about that game, and it was really good fun. I think this has a potential with a full lobby of players, be with a bit
Oh,
more.
it is really, really fun. I did play this like extensively. Like Discount Josh streamed this for a good couple of hours, so I dropped in for about an hour and a half, and it gave us the time to play as survivors. It gave us the time to play as killers
Yeah.
to find out how bad Leatherface is as a character. There's other ones there that just do so much more
Yeah,
broad strokes, and you
Yikes.
get a idea of like certain characters can grapple the survivors, and then if you grapple them, the other player can just slash at them as well. So
have at them.
yeah, it's just for the
Yeah,
bigger lobbies, it's so much more
I mean,
fun.
it's a really interesting game. It has totally. I think all my complaints are total skill issues. Like, to be honest, I mean, could I have went into my PlayStation's gamma settings and changed them so I could see better? Absolutely. Did I? No, I did not. Could I have learned the maps? Absolutely. Could I have learned how to be an effective killer? Absolutely.
You can learn the map though, but at the same time, in like the heat of it, you're sitting there trying to
it's a
keep your head
blind
on a swivel. It's not gonna that you're not gonna remember that, and then the second that you are caught up by Leatherface, the first thing you do is run in the opposite direction. So that just turns you anyway.
Yeah, and then
You're chasing after me, and I'm trying to pretend I'm Solid Snake here, hiding behind a box, and it turns out I'm not. I'm some sort of lady from the 70s.
you're just a teenager. Yeah. But let's get back to the state of play here. So Cardinal, you survived. Tomahawk, you killed me.
Just
And I obviously died then. So that means the points for that round is nothing for me. Or sorry, no, 1 point for
get
me
the one,
because
yeah.
Cardinal survived. 1 point for me because Cardinal survived. Nothing for Tom because he didn't kill both of us. And 3 points for Cardinal. So that means after 2 rounds of this, the scores in the doors is Cardinal has 6 points. Tomahawk has 3 points. I have 1 point, which sets us up lovely for the last round, which is, of course, Cardinal Smith as Leatherface. It is me and Tomahawk trying to survive Cardinal Smith. So let's get there now, and let's see how this is going to pan out.
good luck.
All right, let's go.
I remember playing
Right.
the practice where I was Leatherface and just being so pissed off. It's like, what is going on?
Oh, you weren't happy. You weren't
What is
happy about that.
happening?
Yeah, I played one round with Tom trying to explain it to him, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. None. And then we played 2 or 3 rounds, but in every single one of them, I got kicked out of the lobby.
And the game just like
See,
randomly crashed on us. Yeah.
yeah, right. You ready? Ready? On the
Right.
count of 3, Tomahawk, I'll come in.
Wait. This one is 12 and a half minutes long. In Discord, you can set it to play at 125 speed if you want.
Oh, is this not double speed it?
No,
I think you said.
and after
No,
That's all right. Yeah, we'll do it at 125 then.
You can do it at 2.
No, keep it at 125 because I think this one's actually quite fun. I like while Cardinal's looping us. We could just keep talking about the game because I think the conversation we're actually having about the game is quite reasonable, to be honest.
So do I. We'll continue it. Cardinal, I'll just introduce what this is. It says your turn, and then you can sort of explain what your tactics are. Okay.
Yeah, but then carry on talking about the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so once I say 3, Tomahawk, hit that play button, buddy. 1, 2, 3. And this is it. The only thing standing in the way of a Cardinal Smith perfect game week in a horror title
In a horror game.
me and Tomahawk.
These things you love to see.
Instantly, I had trouble getting off the hook there. For some reason, my maybe it's the survivor I was, but the timer was going up really slowly. Before we get into too much what me and you are doing, Tomahawk, Cardinal, what's the plan?
The plan is to let's see if I can do anything. But really, what I was doing is getting rid of all the little passageways,
the barricades and stuff.
The barricades, because I felt like down here, I was going to repeat your first round, or I'm just wandering around aimlessly and not seeing anybody.
It's such a hindrance for Leatherface as well. So the second you clear it up, you can just not have to worry about that. 10 seconds of animation?
Yeah.
And I just thought let's get started and see if I see anybody.
I can see then that Luvva, sorry, just to cut you off there, you're rooting for a key there as well. What the one mechanic I do really like about this game and I want to sort of call out for is like the rummaging of like items and even escaping from the hook at the start. You have the two options to go quick and loud, or you can go slow and quiet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
so
that
good.
mechanic. You can sort of mix a match between the two. So I just had a really close encounter with Cardinal Smith. I don't know if Cardinal Smith really noticed, but
I lost you.
I accidentally burst through a door and then ran through the hanging bones as well. One thing I did learn from this is if you're crouching and you walk past those bones really slowly, they do not make the sound.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Like the actual like stealth mechanic of it is really, really good. And like obviously you can get the bone shards and you can cut them away, and that kind of like gives away where you have been.
Yeah.
In a sense as well, but Cardinal's now going and having a look through the just on the off chance that someone is going to head there. Now this is the first time now, Luvva, that me and you have actually met up at this point.
Met up,
yes.
My laugh about this is Cardinal's not in our group chat at this point, yet we still whispered.
I know
the entire way through all of our instructions. It was like, I think you're looking through that door, the grate there, and you're saying, wait a couple of seconds.
I did the same because I was worried there was proximity chat or anything.
I don't think there is in this game, though, to be honest. I think if you're playing as a big party lobby or whatever, the killers get their own private lobby and the survivors get their own as well.
I think that's how it works, yeah.
Our screens are going wild as well because we're getting the yellow and orange blur around it. That must be a proximity to Cardinal in this instance then.
So this is the thing with the proximity sort of alert is it's never explained. So if for audio listeners who aren't watching, if you get close to the killer, the screen sort of narrows. It looks like an eye. Is the best way I can describe it. It looks like an eye. If you're a moderate distance away, it'll be yellow and it'll go orange and it'll turn to red whenever the killer is very close. In my mind, because it looked like an eye, I thought that meant that the killer could see me, like was directly looking at me and knew where I was.
Okay.
But I don't know if it is the case. I don't know if that's the case or if it's just a literal, he is close.
I think it is, and then it just goes where the darker the color gets, then is how close, like
how close he is.
Red and jaggedy is when he's like on top of you.
Yes, yeah, it's just a strange one. It's just, again, it's time would teach you these things when we, for the purpose of this podcast, we don't have an awful lot of time and all that sort of good stuff. But
this is all micro gaming at its finest, to be honest. Yeah,
I don't know what we're currently doing here. We have a key. I think we're just struggling to find the doors.
We have a key each at this point. We have a shiv for all intents and purposes, and then we have some other. I think we've just been resource hunting at this point to be better prepped going forward. So we are actually just looking for a blue door at this point just to get out.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Down the bones there to stay silent too.
Handy tactic now to be had. I must admit it was really, really nice because they don't leave it on the floor. It just disappears. So you can't track it unless you're aware of where they are to begin with.
Yeah. And I've done a full loop at this stage, and now Grandpa's been awakened. What causes that, or why does that happen?
So it is just a timer on the first So once that's done, you have access to open all of the blue doors. We still need keys because unless you don't close the door behind you and lock it.
Here's the thing: I didn't know that I could just open those doors once Grandpa was awakened. So I've opened the blue door while Tomahawk, you're unlocking one of the doors, and I'm upstairs in the house and I'm thinking that door's open. Those guys are upstairs.
It is a laugh now because the game, it doesn't telegraph that to you until you are actually like play. If you go to a blue door as Leatherface, it'll say can't open until Grandpa's awake, and that's the only indication you get of it. Now I'm looking at this now, and this is very, very sneaky, but this is actually stroke of genius. This is actually quite from my experience playing this, is quite a Leatherface tactic.
Yeah.
If you're not watching the video, Cardinal's just gone to the exit.
Yeah, against the spirit of the game and against the spirit of competition, may I add.
I thought those guys have already gone out. The front door's unlocked because I'm able to get out. So I ran to where I think they're going to be, and that's the end of the road. And then I get to the end of the road, and the electric's turned on. And I'm confused.
The electric fence is still there.
The electric fence is there. So now I've turned around, and I'm like, these guys must be hiding in these bushes.
Yeah.
You've got to be out here. And then suddenly I come round. I'm sort of like looking around. I'm looking for the generator. I don't see it. So the RNG is different. And I think, oh, here's another tunnel. I'm going to get rid of this.
You just start cutting off avenues of escape then. So there was a few red flags that I noticed at this point here, because we're kind of making our way through the house. I've just gone through the front door, and I think I did go to Luvva in chat. That front door is open.
See, I
And
think
it just dawned on me at this point that I'm hiding behind the car, and obviously Cardinal's just going to make a beeline straight for us then. So
yeah,
And
I think
now-
you saw me come out of the house there. I don't recall you tell me the front door was open, because I think if you had said the front door was open, I probably would have went looking for a different exit strategy, because we're not exiting. So right now you're furiously running around trying to find the generator to turn off the electric. You can't find it. I also, in my mind right now, I'm going, okay, he's on Tom. Once he loses line of sight with me, I'm going to sneak about and try to find this thing. And then
look at you hiding in the
run
bush.
where I'm going to go.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, for
it's just
goodness sake.
by happenstance, Cardinal's chasing me, and my character's buff is that she has a prolonged sprinting ability. So I'm
know.
basically just playing cat and mouse with Cardinal here, and like just pressing the X button at the right moment,
Yeah.
and then just kind of doubling back as best I can. Now, the one thing
Those rematch skills coming into play.
Exactly. The one thing I did forget about this game is when you dismount from the hook at the start, the character hemorrhages blood naturally throughout the entire game. So you
Yeah.
have to add health spots. And it's another way of detection that if you hemorrhage too much for too long a period and don't health up, your blood trails can be followed.
Yeah. So this is me
really?
now. I've decided right now that I'm going to go look for this generator, and you've finally made a way from the shed where I thought that surely the generator's in here.
Oh, that's
But
it. I'm
I
done.
don't see any generator, and I know there's a cable that you can follow. I don't
Yeah.
see a cable. I have no idea where the generator is to turn off the
Me
electric
neither.
fence. And now Tom's dead, and Cardinal knows I'm about here somewhere. There's no chance. But I was like, this is over. I might just. And you're like, no, don't make it easy. Make him work for it. So
That's it.
this
If
is
it
what
was
I
a case
do.
of just run around in circles, fatigue, stay a couple of steps ahead of him, because Leatherface can only run, I think it's like half a step faster than what you can. So as long as you can keep a little bit of a distance and get a bit of a regenerative boost, he's gone into the house here. So that's kind of your avenue at this point. But there's not really, like, we're in the same area that we need to be for the generator, and we're
Yeah.
just kind of lost. And because it's the same perspective as yourself, I can't force the camera to maybe look elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I have to just watch this unfold now.
Yeah, yeah. So I just try to a quick turn around them. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's
I know.
so stupid.
But Leatherface is so clumsy, and I've never actually swung the chainsaw. So I'm swinging this chainsaw around.
He gets a huge
Very
hitbox
inaccurately.
because of the swing and the swipe,
The
but
speed
it's
of it.
such a slow movement. And he takes
Yes.
like, if you miss that swipe, it takes him like 3 seconds to restable himself.
Yeah.
But it all count for naught, because our resident scaredy cat has just gone and done it.
Absolute perfection in a horror title.
Oh, you got Mr. Tumbled.
He's just been-
You did. We did. We were completely eradicated in that one. But yeah, no, that was a good strategy against the spirit of competition, against the spirit of the game, to basically effectively spawn camping, isn't it? We have to get there.
kind of like, that's how we'll
wasn't
spin the
intentional.
narrative. But watching the gameplay, I can kind of see where he's come from. He's seen that he knows where we need to go, because this is the only map that has one like main way in. It's that main road escape.
Yeah.
I think in a panic, he's gone, right, that's where they'll be. Let's cut them off. And then he's realized he's ahead of us. So
I thought I was chasing. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
It's worked out quite
Yeah.
fortuitously, because Cardinal could have easily have just waited until Grandpa woke, unlocked the door, and then basically waited for us to stumble around and then picked us off.
yeah,
And it would have
basically.
been much would have been 10 times worse. Whereas this one was like I've gone through the door and went, a mistake was made.
I don't recall you saying this door was open, because I would not have went through it, because that's where he is. Do you know what I mean? We could have backed off. He thinks we're in the grass. We had time. If we had known that the what do you call it, the gas tank was another exit or another
we could have
went back,
worked through it and figured it out that way.
Yeah. So apparently in this game, so I've been looking at this today just to give me sort of knowledge of how the game works. So you have 4 blue doors, I think, on every map. So in 3 of them will be pathways. The 4th one is locked by a fuse.
Yes.
And it's a puzzle. So once you get the right fuse, then that's a tunnel out of every map. Once you unlock that door.
Oh yeah, so you can escape.
Gone.
You can escape by the basement, and you don't have to ever see the second floor, because effectively these games are 3 areas. So you get the basement, the house, and then the land around the house. Then
And then there is if you're outside, the every level has that gas canister where you can open a gate with, but it's timed. As I said, once the gas runs out, it closes, and then that's it. You can't use it. But there's a lot to this game. It's just a real shame that it never tells you any of this.
Yeah, I think I think the problem that we had is, in that situation, it was an actual factual generator in the last run that we were having to dismantle. Yes. I think that in other levels, or how the RNG works, is it's just a car battery, like the bonnet of a car.
Yeah.
And then the jumper cables are into the car battery. It's just a case of finding where those cables go. It is telegraphed, but it's knowing when the RNG is going to be less favorable to you, basically.
That's it. All we were doing here was using previous experience of this game. The last time it was a generator, or the time before it was a car battery. So we were looking for that, but are the generators always in the same area as the electrified fence? Could it be in the side garden? Could that?
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
Where, do you know what I mean? All you can do is learn by doing, and if the RNG is just particularly brutal, then suck it up, kid. Basically,
there is a lot to be said, because this game has like a skill tree for every survivor, every killer as well. So once you start getting those skill trees built up, I think I have like 1 killer at like level 10 and 1 survivor at level 10, because they're the goated ones, but because they're at level 10, I can't use them for these challenges.
Yeah. That's another thing we should mention. We all use base, so all those skill trees where you can open doors faster, where you can run faster, your cooldown for your unique ability happens faster, all that stuff.
Like your noise detection negates your speed and stuff like that. So there's a lot, like, it's actually a really, really intuitive skill tree. Whereas like there's one of the killers that has a poison effect. Like, she can poison wells, or she can poison like things that the characters can interact with.
Yes, I saw this. There's a lot of cool stuff in this game. I think there's a lot of mechanics here. I don't know what the player pool's like, but this was free on PlayStation Plus in April time?
March or April time. So
it was. So I mean, it's in your, everyone redeems these games, give it a go. You might like it. I think there's a lot to like. I think all of our complaints with this are skill issues or knowledge issues.
The laugh was as well, for the game being out a couple of years at that point, at least anyway, we played it, and played it quite extensively at the time. Everyone was playing at like level 1, level 0 or whatever, and everyone was going in. There was no one person who's like, oh, I've maxed everything out and I'm just going to run laps around everyone. Everyone was playing as a newbie. Everyone was playing, figuring out as they go. And that was like the best experience about it. Everyone was figuring the game out because it cost them nothing. And I think if you jump back into this, that is still going to be the same.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think the player base is particularly huge on this thing anyway. I think it's like on Steam, I think it's like 35,000 all-time concurrent count. But PCs aren't included in crossplay with consoles. So
right, okay.
Because
it's not decent in that number. I would say you get a lobby, you get a bit of fun, and like that'll just turn over pretty rapid, and everyone changes around. I think every so often, like as well. It was really good fun game when it's a full lobby. The 2v1 aspect is quite good, because you always have one person doing something, the other person watching the back, and then you just have to play out the sentry mode.
Just work together. It does encourage teamwork at every sort of corner. You can't just run to a door and open it. It's timed, and it's timed to your skill or your bravery. If you want to tap that square button, far away with it. You can open everything really quick if you want, but it's going to make a lot of noise. But no, it's a good game. More learning time was required before we jumped into this, I think. But it is what it is. It's not the first time we went into a game blind. It won't be the last time we went into a game blind. And I think sometimes the blind ones allow us to really explore the game as we're watching each other play it.
The laugh about this is, and like, well done to Cardinal as well. Like, that's maximum points on this. And for a man who in the pre sort of challenge trials just to get the mechanics ironed out and everything, this man was genuinely for quitting. How are we feeling now that we've like played the game out again? How do you feel about this game? But you're not going, I know you're not going to go back to it, to be honest.
You're not.
No, look, I'd never played the game before and I deleted it as soon as we were finished. It's a horror game at the end of the day, but it was a little too gruesome for my liking, but I liked the mechanic that you could escape and I could work things out, or you could just get out. And to be honest, killing you two was pretty fun.
And on those notes, let's talk about what happened there. So Tomahawk and I both died. We're getting 0 points. Cardinal has completed the perfect game. He killed us both. He gets 3 points. So that means, Cardinal, over the course of those 3 games, you have picked up a maximum 9 points. Unbelievable stuff. So
unexpected.
That means that at the end of that, Cardinal, you're getting 9 points. Tom's getting 3 points. I'm getting 1 point. It's an absolute disaster for me.
But it's an absolute chainsaw massacre.
Yeah. The league table after Texas Chainsaw Massacre in week 8 looks like this. In third place on 19 points is Tomahawk. In second place on 21 points is me. But leading the way, again, with only a few weeks left of the season, Cardinal Smith decides this is where I'm going to turn up on 22 points. Cardinal Smith, you're now in first place.
Crazy stuff.
Look, I'll enjoy it while it lasts.
Do you know what, though? On a game that is not your wheelhouse, I mean, that is a performance that you want at this time of the season. Really,
absolutely. I would have killed for it. Literally, I would have killed both of you for it.
I would have give away Luvva's hiding places had I known that you were going to go for a clean sweep.
Yeah, I did not see this come on. I was like, especially during that 1 or 2 practice rounds we played, I was like, not in this. His heart's not going to be like,
the middle game where Luvva died and Tomahawk was on my case. I was for giving up, and it was just kind of like, no, it's like Luvva said in the third one, don't make it easy for him, at least make it chase.
Too right.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you did.
That's just, it's a great show, and then like it's a whole 2-place swing on that league table, like, because there was a genuine fear in the weeks that you weren't here that you were gonna get left behind, and now everyone's within 3 points of each other again. So there's just this big boom normalizer.
Yeah,
in the league here.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't quit in that second game, because you got me my only point, and if you hadn't got me that, I would have been last. I would have been last by 2 points. But that is it. That is episode 8. That is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a game with promise, but it requires time, dedication, and learning on the player's part.
A lot of patience,
get anything from it. Yeah. Whether or not the community is going to give you that, I can't speak. We've only played this with one another, but you know yourselves, multiplayer lobbies are not the place to learn how to play the game. Fortunately, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's your only option here.
There is actually, funny you should say, because the game, it gives you like 3 game modes when you boot the game up. So just straight in. Then there's a scenarios type mode. There is a first person a viewing mode essentially. So you can walk all the maps in first person, open all the doors, have a look around, and
do there's no
stakes, no nothing. It's basically just like
garage mode and transfers mode.
Essentially, yeah, you can just walk around. So I went and did the I did the family house there and walked around in first person mode and just like opened the doors and had a look around the house. And I think if that's how you want to learn the game,
That's pretty cool.
You should just be able to go through and learn pathways and just kind of figure out the map that way. It was a nice wee way, and like it must be bumped up in some manner, but the lighting for it was just incredible because it's at that dusk time of the day. The lighting hits everything in that game, and that map just looks stunning.
Yeah, there's nothing happening, so they can just throw all the resources into the
exactly.
graphics.
Yeah,
it's garage mode of Gran Turismo, basically. But yeah, that's it. Let's draw a line under Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Unless Cardinal wants to revel in his victory. I think that's your first challenge win of the season.
That
8
might
episodes
be.
in. I think it might be.
it is indeed.
Unless we count Astrobot's playroom.
I mean,
Part of, yeah.
which was Tom of his points. So yeah.
Well, Tom stripped himself. We just enjoyed the show.
Yeah, let's get to the wrap up section. We'll allow Cardinal to gather his thoughts, and we'll get the wrap up section, and we'll get into what the game is for next week. Let's get there now. And that is it, gentlemen. Another episode all wrapped up. We are round the last corner, and we are quickly coming into the season 5 home straight. There is no more room for error for anybody. Every week you don't pick up maximum points is another week you're falling behind one of the other two. Now that points are really, really, really close, this is the part of the season I hate because the stakes get so high and the pressure I put myself under to try to win every week is crazy. It's crazy, man.
You could say the scores get higher and the stakes get higher.
They do.
You could say.
They do. Someone should make a podcast based on those two concepts of high scores and high stakes in video games. I would listen to it. I would love it. I would share it with all my friends. And speaking of telling your friends about high scores, high stakes, please do that because word of mouth is the best way of podcasts being discovered. So our analytics are saying most of you listen to this on your phone. Hit that share button, get into WhatsApp, get into Facebook Messenger, whatever you're using, and share it with everyone you know. If you want to give us a review on Spotify or Apple or wherever you're listening to this, 1 star to 5, whatever you think we're worth, that's what you give us. And if you really, really, really want to feed the algorithm gods, write us a review. And we will put that on the landing page of highstakes.com, which is the easiest place to find us all over the internet as well. And with all of that being said, Cardinal, would you like to say anything about your outstanding victory, the first of season 5, hopefully the last of season 5? I look forward to you finishing the last 2 seasons in a row. Anything you want to say?
Gentlemen, I normally finish strong in the seasons. There's 4 rounds left to go. Please, this is a horror game. You need to up it.
Love it. Well,
class.
Before I draw a line under this episode, next week's game is Lumines Remastered, or Lumines. I call it Lumines because I'm right. It's how you pronounce it. It's not
Lumines.
I mean, that's what I see all over the internet, is people calling this Lumines. I'm not going to call out names, but I was listening to another indie podcast the other day who played Lumines on the PSP, and they called it Lumines. It's Lumines.
Well, that's the first challenge for next week.
Discover the pronunciation.
Yeah.
That's our homework.
It's Lumines. It's Lumines.
Okay.
All right. It's a measurement of light. Lumen with an ES. Lumines.
Okay, Professor.
That is the game next week. I'm not going to tell you what the challenge is. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be fun. Cardinal's going to love this game. It's definitely not going to be Season 5's Picks the Cat. He's going to love it. It's a horizontal Tetris with a music element. Play it with headphones on. And all the listeners, next week when that episode drops, listen to it with your headphones on as well. And with all that being said, I have nothing left to say except I've been Mr. Luvva Luvva. This has been High Scores, High Stakes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday. Love y'all. Bye.
Bonsoir.